The Huawei FreeBuds 4 are the latest in a long line of true wireless earbuds that come with active noise cancellation, but these ones are a little bit different. They're actually an open design rather than an in-ear design with interchangeable ear tips. So, are they any good? I've been wearing the FreeBuds 4 for about a week, and in this review I'm going to dive into sound quality, call quality, some microphone samples, an overall feature set, and of course design and comfort, and I've linked chapters in the description below in case you want to skip ahead. So it's really hard to talk about the FreeBuds 4 in terms of what they look like without referencing the original Apple AirPods because they look fairly similar. They both share a design that just sits in your ear rather than going into your ear canal with an interchangeable tip that I'd mentioned. They have a long stem that comes down from the ear, and overall they're pretty lightweight and fairly comfortable to wear. But they do fall out fairly easily, at least in my small ears, because they don't have any kind of grip. There are no wingtips, there's no hook, there's nothing to kind of keep them in place. So it's fine for me if I'm doing something like working at my desk or I'm just walking around. But if I want to do anything active, these ones do fall out. So just something to keep in mind if you are thinking of using these for any type of workout. Now the buds themselves are rated IPX4, which means they are splash resistant, but I would not suggest you put these in the washing machine. Probably won't come out too good. Now in terms of the controls, you interact with these buds through the touch panels on the side and through gesture controls. And these really do take it up, I would say, probably half a notch to some other wireless earbuds that you might have tried with touch controls. Yes, you can do the same touch and hold for active noise cancellation on or off. You can also change tracks, play and pause music, answer calls. But the thing that I actually really like about these is the fact that they have volume controls on the stem, so you can just swipe up or down and change the volume with your finger instead of having to rely on either pulling out your phone or even using your voice assistant. Now let's talk about sound, because these might look similar to the AirPods, but they do sound a lot better than the original Apple AirPods. Now they actually have a really good bass response, but it's not too overpowering. I listen to my regular playlist of favorite tunes as well as use them to listen to podcasts and make calls, and I found that these were really balanced across a wide range of applications. The soundstage was really nice and broad, but it wasn't too punchy on any of the mids or the trebles, and music really sounded good across a range of different genres. Now I did find that I would have liked to have a few more equalizer controls. So the AI Life app that you can use to interact with these buds with on iOS, Android, and of course on Huawei's ecosystem itself does only have 3 equalizer presets, and really only 2 because one's normal. So I really would have liked a little bit more control. But if you do want to tweak the sound even further, I guess you could do that in your favorite streaming app like a Spotify or Apple Music, for example. I am going to be the bearer of bad news because these are not market-leading active noise cancellation earbuds. It's just really hard to have really effective ANC when you don't have that design that is kind of closing off the sound from the outside world, thanks to either interchangeable tips or over-ear headphones. Now, because these are open, you're pretty much gonna hear everything else going on around you, but I did find that the active noise cancellation worked much better when I had a situation where there was just sort of some standard kind of white noise or constant noise in the background, like maybe a city hum or, you know, an air conditioner unit or something like that. The FreeBuds 4 support multi-device connectivity, so you can connect up to 2 devices simultaneously. Now this is really useful if you're someone who is, say, working from home or commuting and you want to make sure that you have a laptop and a phone connected at the same time. And I found the buds did a pretty good job of determining where the audio source was coming from and routing accordingly. Now in the iOS app, if you're using these on an iPhone, you won't be able to see which devices you're connected to, but you can if you are on a Huawei or an Android device. And like many other true wireless earbuds, they do have in-ear detection, so they can determine if they're in your ears or not, and so when you take one out, the music will pause. And you can also use them independently, so if the battery on one dies, for example, you can put one back in the case and continue to listen to music or take calls on the other one. Now I did a couple calls with these earbuds and they performed pretty well. The person on the other end remarked that my voice was pretty loud. It had quite a bit of gain to it as well, and so it was picking up a little bit of the outside world, and people on the other end could definitely tell that I was, fidgeting with something or trying to do something else as well as having a conversation, because they did pick up a lot of the outside world. Now, one of the main features of the FreeBuds 4 is the ability to record in 48 kilohertz, but only when you're using select Huawei devices. I'm recording on the Mate 40 Pro, and there are actually two modes. There's a voice priority mode and a surroundings one. This one is the voice, so it should theoretically be isolating my voice and not be picking up things like the sirens that you can maybe hear in the background. I don't know, we'll see how good it is. So the fog has really rolled in. This is the surroundings mode. Should be picking up pretty much everything. There's quite a bit of wind noise, as you can probably see and hear. We'll see. I actually haven't listened to these clips back, so the first time that I'm going to hear them is actually when I put this review together and put the video together. So I'm actually really interested to see if I can hear a difference. As for battery life, it is not particularly great, especially for a pair of active noise cancellation earbuds. You're going to get 2.5 hours when you have active noise cancellation turned on and 4 hours when you have it turned off. Those were Huawei's numbers, and I actually got exactly the same results when I did my own listening tests at 50% volume. As you probably guessed, the charging case does have a little bit of extra charge in it. You'll be able to get 14 hours of total charge when you have ANC turned on and 22 hours with it off. Now, of course, there's the price. These are 150 euros or 130 pounds in the UK. Now that translates to around 180 US dollars at the time of recording. And that's for the version that does not have the wireless charging case. That's just this one here that has a USB-C charging ability. And if you want the wireless charging case version, that does bump the price up a little bit by about 20 euros and 20 pounds respectively. So if you are looking in that particular price range, there are a lot of options that you have at your disposal. We're talking about the AirPods Pro, which you can find around that price point. There is the Jabra Elite 85T, the new Sony WF-1000 Mark IVs are actually a little bit more expensive, but I would expect those to come down in price. And they do offer a whole range of features and much better battery life overall. But I do think that there is a real proposition here for people who do not like in-ear earbuds that have any sort of pressure. If you're sensitive to in-ear tips, maybe you have an allergy or things like that, and you do like this in-ear design, and you want better sound quality than the original AirPods, these are pretty good, but you do have to be aware that the battery life is not great. So I would just recommend, if you do have these, don't really bother with the active noise cancellation. It's really not worth the trade-off for the lack of battery life that you get out of them. Unless you are in a fairly constant white noise situation, then it can make some difference. Hey, thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you in deciding if these earbuds are the right choice for you. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, you can drop me a comment down below, and stay tuned for lots more headphones and earbuds reviews here on CNET.